Welcome back to the series on the animal kingdom. So today we are going to discuss the third major phylum of the animal kingdom, and that is Phylum Tenofora. In most of the books, you will see that the phylums Lantrata and the Tenofora that have been discussed together. But now, the books in new books, you will see that they have been discussed separately. So let us see and let us discuss this. So let us begin. Well, the phylum Tenofora, first of all, let's see its terminology. Let's break it into two for us. So here the word teen, it represents comb. Okay, this represents comb here, and the force that represents bearing. So it means comb bearing. So we can say that they are also, well, before that, it was this phylum was first recognized by. I will simply write down here. Recognized by Aeschylus. He was a great scientist. Aeschylus in 1928. 1928. His name was Aeschylus, who recognized Tenofora. Okay. Well, it includes a small range of species, or we can say the animals, and about 50 species. Not more than that. About 50 species it consists of. Okay. And they have been given many common names, like they are also called as comb jellies. That's why here the tin represents the comb, and they are also represented as comb jellies and sea walnuts. Okay, so these are some of the names, these common names. We can say the trivial names. Okay, and that's why they are known as comb jellies. Okay. Now, we have to discuss what are their important characteristic features. Important characteristic features. What are their important characteristic features? So let's start. Let's begin. Well, the important characteristic part, this part was the major part of our discussion, that's why. But at the same time, you shouldn't miss these things, okay? So, what are their important characteristic features? They are free swimming, or we can say the free floaters or free swimmers. Okay, they are free swimmers. This is the first major characteristic. They are marine. So we can say they are usually found in oceans, seas. That is to say that they are found in salt water. Okay, they are not found in fresh water. That's why. And another important characteristic is their body is soft, gelatinous, and transparent. Soft, gelatinous, and transparent. You can see they are transparent, just like they are that gel-like material, and that's traveling from here to there, showing a locomotion, and they're just like a gel-like material. And the most important thing, they are acoelomids. They do not possess body cavity. So absent BC, it means absent body cavity. Okay, they don't have body cavity, that's why they are called the acoelomates. And the most important property that I'm going to discuss here is that they possess the property of a bioluminescence. Bioluminescence. This is an important property of the Tenofora. Okay, this is well marked in Tenofora. Bioluminescence. And talking about the tentacles. Tentacles may be present. They may be present, may not be. May be present or absent. But if they are present, they are usually 2 in number. They are usually 2 in number. And they contain special kind of cells, and we call them as Colloblasts. I will write down here in Colloblasts or colocytes. Okay, so these cells are adhesive in nature. When I say they are adhesive in nature, it means that they help in capturing food. They help in capturing food. Okay. Well, these colloblasts are also known by other names. In some books, it has been given. They are also known by other names called as lasso cells. Okay. So this was about the tentacles. Now talking about the symmetry. So what kind of symmetry they possess? Symmetry. What kind of symmetry they possess? Well, symmetry is found there, and which is radial symmetry. Okay, radial symmetry. Actually, the arrangement of the comb plates gives the appearance of the radial symmetry. But the tentacles and the branching of the gastrovascular cavities show the bilateral symmetry. So I can say you that the branching of the gastro. So here I will down tentacles is present, and gastrovascular cavity show bilateral symmetry. Okay, otherwise usually it is radial symmetry, although some zoologists explain it as a biradial symmetry. Okay, so but you should keep in mind, if asked in examination, in the NEET exams or other medical entrance exams, then you should click you should go for the radial symmetry. Okay. Now they are diploblastic in character. They are it's a diploblastic in character. So what do you mean by diploblastic? Because they are formed from 2 layers, 2 germ layers. 2 germ layers or embryonic cell layers. cell layers, and one is called ectoderm, another is called endoderm. Okay, and they exhibit tissue level of organization. They exhibit tissue level of organization. Hope you understand. So when I say the tissue level of organization, you should be able to understand that the tissue, that the cells, they are grouped together and they perform a particular type of same function, and that's why they form a tissue. So that's why we can see that in case of Tenofora, they possess tissue level of organization. And well, yeah. Coming to the another important point here, that is locomotion. So how do they show locomotion? It's because of cilia. Cilia. Okay? The animals move with the help of cilia, which are arranged in the form of 8 median, which are formed in the form of 8 median, and we call them as comb plates. So what are actually comb plates? Comb plates are actually they are 8 external rows of the cilia, external. So these are actually, I will write down in red here. They are actually 8 external rows of cilia. Okay, so cilia in each row join together. Cilia, they join together. Cilia in each row, they join together to form comb plates. So that's why how the comb plates can come into existence. This ciliary movement of the comb plates help in locomotion. Okay. And now talking about, well, before that, let me show you through a diagram so that you can understand it easily. So here you are looking at, or we can say you are seeing the phylum Tenofora here. So here you will be able to understand that that these are just like the ball-shaped structures here. Okay, that's what we call as the calm jellies, and this is a radial symmetry character of there, and this is harmless. This is actually the harmless bioluminescent jellies, we can say in other words. So here, if for example, if you see in if you click that Tenofora, or we can say these organisms, some of its organisms or the calm jellies in the Google, there you will find they are in deep sea, and they show this kind of brightness, and they are looking awesome. They look beautiful. They look magnificent. Okay, so it's been given here so that you can have an overview of, and there you will see that here these are the tentacles, which are usually 2 if present. If not, then that's okay, but if present they are usually 2, and these actually contain the collocytes, or we can say the Colloblasts, and these actually help them to capture the food. And so this is here. Okay, this is here the examples of the phylum Tenofora. Now talking about its body plan, here I'm going to show you I'm going to show you here. See, these are actually these two things here. This is tentacle here. Okay, this is a tentacle. This is also another tentacle. Okay, this is mouth here, and this is pharynx here. Okay, and this is the epidural canal here. That is just acting as we can say the digestive tract here. And well, they possess. These are called the teinae, or we can say the teens. Simply, they're also called as teens. Okay, and they form the complex. And it's because of these complex they show the locomotion. They move from one place to the another place, and they are usually 8 in number. Okay, so each one is called the tein. Okay, and collectively that's called the complex. Hope you understand what I told you here in this picture. Getting back here, we will talk about the digestion. Okay, digestion. So digestion is actually both extracellular as well as intracellular. Extracellular as well as intracellular. Now, talking about the statocyst. Statocyst. Now, what is this status? Most of the books you will see that this thing has not been discussed, but I will give you I will explain it here. Now, what is a statocyst? It's actually a peculiar sense organ. Seen in opposite end of the mouth. It's opposite to the mouth. Opposite to the mouth. Opposite to the mouth. Now, what's the function of statocyst? It helps in maintaining or we can say maintaining equilibrium. So this is the main function of the statocyst. Okay. And if you see, it's right here. It's right here. This is here. This is right here. This is actually the statocyst. So I already, if you will see, I've already discussed. This is a sense organ. That sense organ is which is actually called the statocyst, and its main function is to maintain the equilibrium of the body. Now, there are a few other things here. If you see, for example, this is actually statocyst here. We choose another color so that it will be easy for you to understand. And these are which I already showed. These are the ribs, and in the meantime they form that complex because of which they move, and they show the locomotion. This is mouth. This is pharynx here. And these are the pharyngeal canal. This is complete anatomy of what we call, and this is called the tentacles. And this tentacle they possess Colloblastus, or we can say the Collocystis, or the lactocellus, because of which, and they are adhesive in nature, and they help in. And this is called an infundibulum, and this broad portion here, this is called an infundibulum, and this is called the sheath of the tentacle, which it protects it. Okay. So after that comes the another important character, that is reproduction. So this is reproduction. So what is the reproduction? So they reproduce only by sexual means. Tenofora only reproduce through sexual means, and they are hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites. It means sexes are not separate, And the fertilization, well, talking about the fertilization, which is external. Fertilization is external. And the development includes the side bit larva. There is a formation of a larva, and we call it as side bit larva. Okay. Which is actually a ciliated stage, a mature ciliated stage, and the development is indirect, we can say then. Now, what are the examples? What are the examples of? What are the examples? There are some of the examples that you should keep in mind, at least three. First example we have is system. Okay, system is also called as Wien's girdle, because most of the examination, it has been asked in most of the examination, Wien's girdle. Now, talking about the second example, we have Tenoplana. It's actually Tenoplana. And third here is Homifora. So, and another, I want to give you here another example. That's Pleurobrachia. This is actually L here, and this is Pleurobrachia, and this is also known as sea gooseberry. Sea gooseberry. So this was all about the phylum Tenofora, and hope you understand the topic, and I hope that I believe that we discussed all the topics here, all the important points here regarding the phylum Tenofora, which most of the books or most of the notes have not pointed out. So I have given everything here, and I hope that all the important points have been understood by you. So if there is any doubt, you can comment that in the comment section, and if you really enjoyed this topic, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button, because your feedback is important and this motivates us to work more on this. So this was all about today. Goodbye. Have a nice day.